If you're vibe coding as a non-technical person, there are chances that your vibe coded apps are not as secure as you think they are. A lot of times, the coding assistants tell us that everything is good to go, but to be honest, on the back end, there are a lot of vulnerabilities that could give the hackers an easy way in. One small mistake can lead to a heavy API bill that you will have to pay, or even worse, your entire user database getting leaked. But here's the thing, you don't have to learn how to fix that yourself. You just need to have enough information about these security risks so that you can ask your vibe coding tool to fix them for you before you take it live. Now, I'm not a cybersecurity expert, I'm more of an AI expert, but while building and shipping these AI vibe coded apps, I have seen these vulnerabilities and security risks myself, and I have learned the hard way how to fix them. And in this video, I'm going to walk you through all of these common risks that your apps might have and how you can fix them. It's not as hard, you just have to include certain things in your prompt and just check a few things before you take it live, and you should be good. So if you want to secure your vibe coded apps, watch this video till the very end. Hello everyone, my name is Yashica Jain. I'm an AI automation expert. I run my own agency called Automates AI, wherein we help businesses implement AI and scale with AI. If you're interested, you can check out the link to our website in the description. Alright, so now that you know me, let's get started. So the number one rule that you must know as a non-technical person is that anything in the front end is public. So if anything is running in the browser, then anyone on the internet can easily check that using the dev tools. They just have to right click and they will be able to find all the information, maybe your endpoints or maybe your API keys. And then they can use that to do whatever, and you will have to pay for that. And we don't want that. So this is where the most common API key leaked mistake hides. You think that you have added it to the .env file and now everything is safe, which might not be the case if you don't have a backend and you're calling everything from the front end. So now how do we ensure that this doesn't happen to you? So you just have to make sure that any sort of third-party API calls that you're making are happening from the backend and not the front end. So let's see how to fix it in action. So we had built the news aggregator last time, and I have opened the same project, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to prompt it. You can open whichever vibe coding tool you're using, it does not matter. And I'm going to simply tell it to move every third-party API call that uses a secret key into a backend route or a serverless function. And make sure that no secret key uses a public or client prefix like next public. Nothing with a secret should run in the browser. And I'm going to send it. Now you will get access to this prompt and any other prompt that I use throughout the video in the description. You can look for the resources and you can easily copy paste from there. Okay, so the audit is complete and it is clearly telling us that no secret key uses a public or client prefix, which is great, and every secret key call already runs server-side, which is exactly what we want. So either you can give it this instruction at the very beginning before you start building, or you can run this prompt at the very end and just do a quick audit or a quick check. Because precaution is just better than cure. The next one on the list is for your database. So if you've vibe coded an app that requires a database, if you're managing multiple users, then you must know this. Especially if you're using something like Supabase or Firebase on the backend. So you essentially have to lock down your database so that the users can only see the data that is associated with them and they cannot see the data for the other users. Now you would say that that sounds quite obvious, right? Yes, but you still have to keep an eye on that because this can sometimes be overlooked by your AI model. So this security setting is called RLS, which is row level security. And that does exactly that. It only allows users to see their own data and not everyone else's. If this setting is off, then anyone can query your table, get all the rows, get all the data, and that is basically a data leak. But if this is configured properly, then they can only see the data associated with their own account. So row-level security is a feature by Supabase and Firebase, could have different names but serves the same purpose. So you just have to ensure that this is turned on for all the tables in your database. So let's quickly see that in action. So this project of mine already uses a database which is Supabase on the backend, and all I have to tell it is enable row-level security on every table in my database, and write the policies so each user can only access their own rows. List any tables that still have it disabled. So let's send this. Alright, so it came back by saying that our database is fully locked down, which means that all the tables have RLS enabled. Now, if that is the case for you, great. If that is not the case for you, you just have to tell it to enable them, and that should solve the problem, and your database should be locked down fully. Now, one edge case that I've seen is that sometimes it might tell you that your public schema is empty, meaning you don't have any tables, and because of that, it cannot update the RLS status. But instead of blindly trusting it, you should go to your database and the public schema and see if you have any tables. If you don't have them, then obviously there is no setting needed. But if you do have tables like I have, you must take a screenshot of this and go back to your vibe coding tool and tell it that I do have these tables and please turn that setting on for me. The next one on the list is deploying your backend securely. So you have built your entire app, you have vibe coded it, and now it's time to take it online. So at this point, it is very important that you host it securely, because one mistake can either make or break your situation. For example, all the environment variables must be added onto your server. They must not be hard-coded inside the code. And to be honest, as non-technical people, deployment itself could be a little overwhelming. And that is where I would like to introduce the sponsor of today's video, which is Hostinger. So Hostinger's Node.js web app hosting has such a great feature that can solve this problem for you. So what if you could just ask your vibe coding tool to deploy it for you? You don't have to lift a finger, it will do everything for you. Well, that can take a lot of headache away from you. So Hostinger provides these amazing hosting plans that you can use to take your vibe coded apps online very easily. They have this feature wherein they help you connect directly to your vibe coding platform. It doesn't matter if you're using Claude Code, if you're using Cursor, if you're using Codex, Anti-Gravity, whatever. You can connect it to Hostinger easily so that your AI agent can deploy the app on your behalf. And you can skip the manual work. Now, generally, when you're hosting your app, you have to buy a domain, but not in this case because you're getting a free domain for an entire year, along with a free business email, again, for an entire year. They also provide free managed SSLs and have an overall secure environment where you can easily, securely deploy your app and take it live, take it to production. So you will find the link to this page in the description down below. You just have to click on it, you will land here, and here you'll be able to find their plans, which are highly affordable. I'm using this for my own website, for my own client work, and for most of your hosting needs, the business plan should suffice. So their business plan basically has 5 managed Node.js web apps. So you can deploy and host up to 5 of these. You can also host up to 50 websites. If I talk about the cores and the RAM, they have 2 CPU cores and 3 GB RAM with 50 GB of NVMe storage. So if you have the bandwidth, you can easily host up to 5 web apps and 50 websites. Then there's 5 mailboxes per website free for a year along with the free domain. And the feature that we have been rooting for is the IDE-based deployment. So as you can see, we can connect tools like Claude Code, Cursor, JetBrains, Anti-Gravity, whichever one you're using to Hostinger's MCP, and we can deploy from within our AI agent without having to leave that vibe coding tool. So to proceed, I'm going to click on choose plan. Now from here, you can choose for how long you would like to get the hosting for. For example, if you go with the 48 months plan, you're not only going to get the free domain and the free mailbox, you're also going to get 3 months of free hosting. So basically, the longer the duration, the better the price. And since you're watching this video, you can use the coupon code Yashica20 to get a flat 20% off on your cart value. And this discount applies for 12 months, 24 months, and 48 months plan. All right. So you'll find the link to the page along with the coupon codes in the description. Don't forget to use it if you plan to host your vibe coded apps. So now just click on continue, and now let me show you how you can easily and securely deploy using Hostinger. So once you complete the purchase, you will land on the H panel wherein you will see the plan you just now bought. You will also find a free domain to claim. I have already claimed that, so something like this will appear. So just click on that and choose a domain that you like. For example, I have this one that I used for some other demo of mine. And now we're going to go back to our vibe coding tool, whichever one you're using, and you just have to ask it to create a .mcp.json file and add this MCP server. So basically now we are going to add Hostinger as an MCP server so that Claude Code or your vibe coding tool can easily access your Hostinger account and then do the deployment on our behalf. And then you have to paste this. Again, you'll get this along with the prompts. You can copy it from there. And here you have to replace this with your API token. So go back to Hostinger, go to API, generate a new token. So let me call it Claude Code, never expires, generate, copy that and paste it here. Then send it. Once that is done, open a new chat. And now if you check the MCP servers that are connected, you will spot Hostinger. That is exactly what we wanted. And now our deployment is just one command away. So I'm going to ask it to check my Hostinger account and find the business plan I just now purchased and the domain I claimed. Let me know once you find it. Alright, so it was able to find both of them. So let me say great. Now I want you to deploy the news aggregator that we have built on my behalf. And because this video is all about security and this point itself is all about deploying securely, you should mention these points as well. So let me read it out for you. Set my secret keys as server-side environment variables on the host, not client-exposed variables. Then before this goes live, confirm the debug mode is off. There are no default or test credentials. Errors return generic messages and list every publicly reachable route so that I can check that nothing sensitive is exposed. So this will ensure that we are deploying securely. Okay, again, you will be able to copy this. So whenever you're actually deploying your app, just mention these points so that it keeps that in mind while doing the deployment process for you. So now let's send it. Alright, so the deployment is completed. It is live here. All the security measures have been taken and here's the checklist. So now if you go to your domain, you will land directly to your vibe coded app. So how easy and efficient was that? And also secure at the same time. Now the fourth one on the list is something that you can do yourself. You don't have to rely on the AI agent or prompt it. It is just a simple setting that you can turn on and that can really help you in the long run. And that is setting spending caps on every paid API. So if your app needs any sort of paid API, then when you are generating that API key, you must add spending caps. This one manual setting can help you save your hard-earned money. It is quick and easy, one toggle button. All of these paid APIs have this option. You just have to turn it on. And this will ensure that if by any chance any hacker gets in and they get your API key and they are trying to misuse it, at least you're not getting $30,000 worth of bill when you wake up. Worst case, it is $500. Still better than 30K, right? So let me show you how that really works. So just to take an example, I'm generating OpenRouter's API key. So let me call it Claude Code or whatever. And here you can add a credit limit. So if it reaches this credit limit, it will stop working. So for example, you set it as 500. You will obviously know how much your app is going to use. So you can just increase a little bit on top of that and add it as a credit limit. And you can also choose when this limit resets. For example, daily, weekly, monthly, whatever. And then you can create the API key and give it to your AI agent or add it inside of your web app. So the next point is also very similar to the last one, which is adding rate limiting on the backend. So this will also serve the same purpose, but this is basically a limit that we're imposing inside of our code. So add rate limiting to your backend so that one user or one IP cannot spam your endpoints or drain your credits or crash your app. So it will automatically see that, okay, this one user or this one IP is sending so many requests to my web app, meaning something is wrong, and it will stop them right there. So the instruction is quite simple. Add rate limiting to all my backend API endpoints, limited per user or per IP, so no one can spam them. This can really protect your app. So now my project did not inherently have the rate limiting feature. So Claude did not automatically decide to add that. But now that we have prompted it, it is doing that. And it is storing all of these rate limits inside our database. So as I said in the very beginning, you don't need to know how to do these yourself. You just need to have enough information to be able to tell the AI coding assistant to apply them for you. Now, as an AI expert, I had to bring up this sixth point. So, if your app is using any sort of AI model or LLM model, may it be for a simple task, or may it be an AI agent in itself which is public, which has access to certain tools, etc. So in that case, you need to really guard your AI from prompt injection. This is very, very common. People are going to try to manipulate your AI bot, your AI agent, and they're going to try to get sensitive information out, system prompts out. They will try and make it do actions on their behalf. So it's very important that you add safety guardrails to your system prompt. Now, since my news aggregator is not using an AI model, I might not be able to show you how to do it, but I will include the prompt that you have to use along with the rest of the prompts, so that if your app is really using an AI model, you can just copy it from there, paste it in, and that should help you right away. So don't forget to access the resources in the description that will have all the prompts, anything I copy pasted throughout the video. So yeah, that was pretty much it for this video. I hope this video was valuable and this video is gonna make your vibe coded apps much more secure. If you feel so, don't forget to like the video and do subscribe to the channel. I am seeing that there are a lot of people who are viewing the videos but not subscribing. The reason why I'm asking you to subscribe is because you seem to be interested in the vibe coding topic, and I tend to cover that all the time on my channel. It's all about vibe coding, agentic AI, voice AI, etc. And there's going to be more and more content coming out that you might be interested in that can help you. So it's better to subscribe so that you know whenever I post a video. You'll find the link to Hostinger along with the coupon codes in the description. Don't forget to use that. Now, as I mentioned in the very beginning about my agency that we help businesses, so let me explain a bit more. So we first start by auditing your business to understand the different AI applications that can help you, and then we furthermore go ahead and implement them for you. We set up AI projects such that they help you scale, they help you increase your revenue, they help your team save time. So if you have a business and you want to work hand in hand with the new technology, then don't forget to check out our website, link in the description. And if you see me as an expert in this industry and you need my advice at any given point in time, you can check out my consulting calendar in the description. So that is basically hourly coaching or consulting that you can use for any sort of technical help, any sort of advice, architectural design. If you're working with a client and you need help there, you can book a session with me. Apart from that, if you want to connect with me personally, you can send me a connection request on LinkedIn, link in the description. And for more exclusive content, don't forget to follow me on X as well. If there's anything else you want me to cover in the future, do let me know in the comments. I love reading your comments. So if you did feel this video was valuable, let me know in the comments below. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I will meet you in the next video. Till then, bye.